Everyone likes to be noticed, especially the older person. And that's why good customer service begins with noticing the customer. Even though we're busy, we can always take time to look at them, to smile, and to acknowledge their presence. And learn as many names as you can. You know, when you call someone by name, it really makes them feel special. Keep in mind, too, that some of your older customers may be hard of hearing. Here are some things that we can do that'll help.
How are you?
Just fine. How are you today?
Fine, thank you.
May I catch that,
When you
please?
talk to them,
How would you like
face them directly.
In
They
money?
may read your lips or your facial expressions to help them understand what you're
don't tell me
saying.
you've been cooped up in this place
Pronounce
all
your
day
words
long.
clearly.
Boy, it's so nice outside.
And use shorter sentences.
Oh, man.
Try to
that's what
speak
I
a
love
little
about Florida.
slower, allowing them to absorb what you say. And by noticing their facial expressions,
Yeah.
you can usually tell whether or not they understand what you're saying. Sometimes facial expressions can reveal more about what the person is feeling than what they actually say.
Thank you very much,
You have a
dear.
nice evening.
I sure will. And you too.
Thank
Okay?
you.
Good communication is important with any job, but it's essential in good customer service. That's why we should always keep these things in mind when we're dealing with the older customer. We all need help finding an item from time to time. This can be especially frustrating for the older customer. Here are some things that we can do to help. Be on the lookout for the customer who seems to be looking for something. They may look puzzled or confused.
May I help you, sir?
Instead of waiting for them to come to you, ask if you can help them find something.
I'll show you where it is.
They'll appreciate the fact that you notice them and want to help.
My job, sir.
And rather than simply telling them where an item can be found, take the time to show them where it is.
Oh, well, thank you
For the
very
older
much.
customer,
You're welcome.
this
I
can mean a
appreciate
lot,
that. Nice
just
day,
as
sir.
it
Thank
did
you, sir.
for Henry. Also, when helping them locate an item, if it's on the top or the bottom shelf, it may be hard for them to reach. So do a little extra.
Oh, yes.
Hand the item to them.
Chocolate for me.
Thanks for done.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a nice night.
Helping the older customer find an item goes a long way to providing them with good customer service. Little things like these are really appreciated. Ever have trouble reading something? Frustrating, isn't it? Many of our older customers don't see as well as they used to. We need to be aware of this and do what we can to help. For example, they may have trouble reading a shelf tag
Oh, young man.
or the price of an item.
How much is that? An
So
ounce?
taking the time to help them can make their shopping much more pleasant.
That's a pretty good deal to buy a big...
Also, they may not see boxes or trash on the floor. So if you're stocking a shelf, be sure to keep boxes or trash off the floor and on the float. Of course, water or something spilled on the floor is a special hazard. Remember, when you see something like this, if you don't have what you need to clean it up, send someone else for what you need while you stay and guard the area. Slips and falls are always serious, but for the older customer, a bad fall can be tragic. There may be other times when the older customer has a problem with their vision. A cashier may have to help them write a check or distinguish between different denominations of bills. So keep in mind, the older customer may have poor eyesight. They may have special needs where their vision is concerned. And it may take doing a little extra to take care of those needs. You know, for many older people, their trip to Publix may be a special occasion they look forward to. It's a chance to get out of the house and be with other people. And they may want to visit with you. And that's fine. but it may cause you a problem. Here are some things that you can do to keep from getting tied up in a long conversation and still be friendly. Acknowledge the person with a friendly greeting, calling them by name if possible. Try to stay in control of the conversation by using statements instead of questions. For example, saying something like, "You look nice today," instead of, "How are you today?" Keep the conversation light and try to ask questions that can be answered by a simple yes or no. And finally, end the conversation with a compliment or a pleasant comment. This lets them know that we're interested in them and what they have to say. Talking to people is an important part of customer service, and it's nice to visit when you have the time. But when you're busy, remember there may be other people who need your help. We can be businesslike and still be pleasant and friendly. Front service is an important part of our business. It's especially important to the older customer. Sometimes they need a little extra help with their order. Let's look at some things that we can do. First, greet the customer and let them know that we'll take special care with their order. Sometimes a friendly smile and a hello can express this. Help them unload their shopping cart. This can be a big help to them, especially if they have a large order. And if the customer forgets an item, offer to get it for them.